We're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes. That's not the case.
What did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
I'm just saying the numbers are not off by 30,000 votes. So
I know what I
saying
saw.
that they're filling in?
I know what I saw, and I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison. Okay. Did you?
Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. Welcome to day 1414. The United States recorded more than 3,100 COVID-19 deaths in a single day, marking the single worst daily death toll since the pandemic began and surpassing the April 15th high of 2,752 deaths. The U.S. also recorded nearly 205,000 new cases of coronavirus just a month after topping 100,000 cases for the first time. This as hospitalizations from the virus reached 100,000, also the highest reported during the entire pandemic and more than double the number since the beginning of November. In total, more than 14 million cases across the U.S. have been reported since the beginning of the pandemic. Meanwhile, Trump released a 46-minute video rant denouncing the election as rigged while repeating his baseless allegations of voter fraud that he claims were massive and on a scale never seen before. Trump claimed without evidence that corrupt forces had stuffed ballot boxes and that the voting system was, quote, under coordinated assault and siege, end quote, arguing that it was statistically impossible for him to have lost to Biden. He also called on the Supreme Court to, quote, do what's right for our country, end quote, and disenfranchise hundreds of thousands of voters so that, quote, I very easily win in all states, end quote. Trump called his diatribe, quote, maybe the most important speech I've ever made, end quote, and once again refused to concede defeat. The video was released a day after Attorney General William Barr said that despite inquiries by the Justice Department and the FBI, quote, to date, we have not seen fraud on a scale that could have affected a different outcome in the election, end quote. Trump and Attorney General William Barr had a contentious 2.5-hour meeting at the White House after Barr made the disclosure about the DOJ's investigations.
Do you still have confidence in Bill Barr?
Ask me that in a number of weeks from now.
Trump added that Barr should be looking at all of this fraud. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't looked for voter fraud, which is a disappointment, to be honest with you. White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany also refused to say whether Trump still has faith in Barr. One source briefed on the meeting described Barr's interaction with the president as intense, and one senior administration official indicated that there was a chance that Barr could be fired. Meanwhile, the White House liaison to the Justice Department has been banned from the building after trying to pressure staffers into giving up information about election fraud. Heidi Stirrup was installed at the Justice Department as a White House liaison by Chief of Staff Mark Meadows in September. Stirrup has already been appointed as a member of the Board of Visitors to the Air Force Academy. And finally, Ivanka Trump was deposed as part of a suit from the Washington, D.C. Attorney General over the costs of Trump's 2017 inauguration. The D.C. Attorney General's office is suing the Trump Inaugural Committee for grossly overpaying for event space at the Trump International Hotel. As a nonprofit, the committee must not allow, quote, any portion of its funds to be spent in a way that are designed to benefit private persons or companies, end quote. This according to the lawsuit. The Inaugural Committee spent $1 million to rent event space at the Trump family's hotel. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.
They didn't bother to interview a single witness. Just like you,